Hello everyone, I'm Charlie Dawn and welcome to my library. Today's video was supposed to be a top 5 books of the year video, but as I was scrolling through my Goodreads account, I realised I have not loved a lot of the books I've read this year, as in the ones that I've never read before until this year. I've read some great books, but they were books that I read before, and I had about 3 out of, how many have I read this year, like 40? I think I've read like 40 books this year, and there was only about 3 that I could solidly say, read this book, it will change your life. So I thought, what kind of boring video would that be if I'm like, this book was fine? You'd be able to see it in my eyes anyway if I was lying about it. So instead, I'm doing a video that I've seen done before on the booktube. I saw most recently, I think it was Hailey in Bookland, and it's, if you liked that, read this. And I have 5 on my list of books that I think go together quite nicely. It will either be because of the writing style or the story itself, or like the, what's that word called? The genre of the book. Also, a lot of these books I read either on my Kindle or on Audible, so I don't have the physical book in front of me. Just so you know, I'll have to put like a little picture, which I don't know how to do, so I'll learn that for you. The first book I'm going to recommend is, if you liked The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, our idol, then I would recommend City of Girls by Elizabeth Gilbert. The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is all about this Hollywood star Evelyn Hugo and her life, and you get to kind of hear about her secrets and what really was going on, what the newspapers didn't report because they didn't know. City of Girls is set in New York with a young girl called, this is bad, Vivian. A young girl called Vivian who's been sent to New York by her family because she's like, you know, just being a bad un, pulling down their reputation. So she gets sent off to like live with her aunt for a bit, and like little do they know, she's just like, oh hey. And it's, Vivian is retelling the story to someone. She's retelling the story to Angela. I don't know who Angela is at the beginning of the book, but you do find out. She's just retelling her like young life and what was really happening back in the 20s and 30s and 40s, and it goes on and on and on. And I felt that their lives weren't similar. She wasn't an actress, but she did work in the theatre. The sort of atmosphere where you can feel not only the characters, but the place has its own sort of character as well. So like Hollywood played quite a large role in the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, but New York was like its own character in City of Girls. It had those vibes all the way through. I felt like Evelyn Hugo might just like step in and like say hello at any time. The next one I actually have with me, which is helpful. If you have read the graphic adaptation, this is quite important to this bit, of Anne Frank's diary, which, oh, you should. It's adapted by Ari Folman and the illustrations are by David Polonsky. I've read it before and not cried, but reading it like this, I really felt like we were in her mind, and I sobbed and sobbed and sobbed. For example, there's an extract of her diary. Sometimes it's written like this, but the illustrations of it, it's just amazing. The illustrations, so David Polonsky really like would take like a sentence out of what she'd said and turn it into a drawing that would just make you feel so much. So if you've read this and enjoyed it and thought it was brilliant, I really recommend reading Persepolis. So this is, I think it was originally like 4 stories and it's all in one in this one. So it's by Marjane Satrapi. It's a memoir basically about what it was like to grow up in Iran in the 80s and during the war, and it was hilarious, it was tragic. It just challenged what you think of what it would be like to grow up in such a difficult circumstance, because you, in your mind, you think, God, that must have been awful, terrible, you must have always been upset. And yeah, those things are probably true as well. But she, you know, she was a child at the same time. She couldn't comprehend how terrible things really were. So she found the hilarity in all of it. And then as she grows up, she learns how much it really did affect her, and it's you just laugh with these women and you cry with them. And I just didn't know a lot about these places before I read about them, and You know, that's the whole point. I've never been taught about it in school ever. Obviously with Anne Frank I have, but with Persepolis, like, I didn't know anything about it. It was such new information. Loved them both. Then, if you liked The Hunger Games, is this just like a Hunger Games fan account? No, it isn't, but I did get the Hunger Games book for my birthday. If you watched my first video, you'll know that I said that I actually misplaced this. Someone stole it from me when I was about 12, so my boyfriend got it me for my birthday to complete the set. How sweet. If you liked The Hunger Games, you should read the series The Knife of Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness. The Knife of Never Letting Go is, look how cool this is as well, I love it, is a series about a dystopian world. Ooh, my ears just popped, hang on. Both dystopians, they both have two characters, a boy and a girl who are trying to sort of fight against their respective worlds. In the world of The Knife of Never Letting Go, I'm pretty sure you all know what this one's about, so I won't even go there. It doesn't really go too far into how things happened, but basically we don't live on Earth anymore. There's a new world because I think we just, like, you know, ruined this one. First people to settle there came across some issues. Every man that lives on this new world has noise, and noise means that you can hear each other's thoughts. Women don't have it though. When they first got there, they all kind of went a bit like mad because everybody could hear everybody's thoughts apart from the women. Yeah, but if you're looking for something that's a bit violent, that's a bit... Anarchist is the wrong word because I think anarchy just applies to royalty, right? I'll have to Google that. It's an amazing trilogy. There is an audio book for it, but I would say read the the paper book, only because it's written in like, here we go. So for example, when he's like passing through, like, let's say the town, he can hear everyone's noise. And this is what the noise looks like. And you can kind of read bits of it, but it's all overlapping, and it's the point of, like, you can't quite make out what everyone is thinking, but you can sometimes. I hate you, you look ugly today. And you'd be like, I heard that. Terrible example, that's never said. Also, it's written almost in like a Southern American accent. Like, will I try it? I don't know. Or it could potentially be like a Cornwall sort of northeast, southwest England accent. You can see in Todd's writing that he can't read and write very well. And it's really interesting to read it like that. But they're both fighting against this regime. They're fighting against the world they live in. It's dystopian. It's amazing. And the next one is, oh, these are probably my favourite ones. I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. And, okay, I think it's The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender. Putting that here. If I can work out how to do it, if not, I'll just be dancing. These two books are not similar in theme or storyline, but they're both sort of magical realism, and I've only read 2 books of magical realism that I've enjoyed. I've read a few more and I've thought, what the hell is this? These books, oh, they give me joy, they make me weep. I will say with the Ava Lavender one, there is some sexual assault trigger warning that I would have liked to have known about. I read this book 2, maybe 3 years ago? 2 years ago. And still sometimes I'll just be going about my day and I'll be like, oh, remember when that happened? So I'll Give You the Sun is about twins, Noah and Jude. And they're both like quite artsy. And you follow like a non-linear storyline narrative. So it'll be like Noah age 13 and Jude age 16. And then you have to try and like work out what the hell has happened in between for their lives to be so different now. And I won't tell you what, of course, because it's spoilers. They're just the most perfect souls I've ever read about. I love Noah and Jude. I love them. I love them. It was such a perfect story. I read it once in 2014, really liked it. Read it again last year and just thought, what an amazing book. Jandy. And then The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender. What a wordy title. Not a fan of wordy titles, as you've guessed, because I can't bloody say them. Very different story, but it's about a long line of women in a family. So it starts with like the great grandma, I believe, and then it literally just goes down until you get to Ava Lavender, who is a girl who is born for no reason with wings, big, like, whew, angel wings. Oh, she's a twin. Oh my god, there's the link. They're both twins. Wait, are they twins? They're twins, yeah. I didn't realise that until just now. So if you like a twin book, which I'm not sure who that niche is, but if you like a twin book, this, there you go. Beautiful, beautiful magical realism stories about twins. Can you believe that link just... The next one is, oh, I have it. Did I not bring it out? Oh, it's up there, sorry. Little Fires Everywhere, which is up on my shelf, by Celeste Ng, and We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. So, Little Fires, We Were Liars. The link is that they rhyme. Just kidding, obviously it isn't, but that does kind of help. Little Fires Everywhere is quite popular at the minute, of course, and I just finished reading the book and I just finished watching the series. Ugh, loved both. E. Lockhart's We Were Liars is quite old now. Not to say that it's, you know, it's not still good. The link between these two is that they're both sort of suspense. It's not a thriller, but like, I've forgotten the word. Mystery, there we go. Where you're constantly, every page, you're like, oh, what's gonna happen? What's happening? Who's this person? What are they gonna say about this person? Who is she really? What are they hiding? What's going on? That's the link. If you liked the sort of mystery of Little Fires Everywhere, you will love the mystery of We Were Liars. Admittedly, We Were Liars has a lot more mystery, to the point where, because I don't really like a mystery most of the time, the first time I read We Were Liars 2 years ago, I hated it because I was like, what the hell is going on? I just needed to know. I like to know what's happening in a book. I'm not satisfied with being confused the whole way through. Bits and bobs, yeah, but confused, reveal, confused, reveal. That's my perfect storyline. My advice for We Were Liars is read it once, then read it again, back to back, and you'll be like, honestly, I've yet to meet someone that guesses the twist. My best friend read it, and she said, I've got it, I think I know what this is all about. And I was like, oh wow, okay, maybe she has. And she said, is it sharks? It's got nothing to do with sharks. That's not a spoiler because it's got nothing to do with sharks. Sharks! So Little Fires Everywhere is about a woman and her daughter who moved to Shaker Heights, and she's hiding something, and everyone's hiding something, to be honest. They're all hiding something. She rents a house from the Richardsons, who are this rich, perfect white family who are just like, oh, we're the best. Yeah. If you like a mysterious page turner, those are the ones. My last one is a really lovely one. If you liked Heartstopper by Alice Oseman and wished there was a few more dragons and a bit more magic involved, you will like Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. I've only got the one hand, so this is how I'm going to do it. What a lovely, lovely little tale this is. I love it. And also one of the boys, so they're called Nick and Charlie. Charlie looks like my boyfriend Ricky, and Nick sounds like Rick. So that's the connections between my life and this book, even though it has little relevance. Heartstopper is all about Nick and Charlie going to school together, realising that they're just in love. Oh, how sweet, I love this. Boy meets boy, boy becomes friends, boys fall in love. And there's 3 of them, so there's, where are they on my shelf? There, the green and the blue there. That's volume 2 and 3. I hope there's another one coming out because I just love them. And then Carry On by Rainbow Rowell it's basically like Harry Potter, but if the chosen one was rubbish and he knows it and he's like, listen guys, don't choose me. And there's a little romance involved, but I won't go too much into it because I don't want to ruin it. So that was my if you liked that, read this list. Thank you for watching. I hope you found a new book to read from the list. These are all great books. I really recommend all of them. And maybe at the end of the year, if this is still going, I'll have a top 5 books. Hopefully I'll have read some new stuff by the end of the year. I'm currently reading a book called Girls with Sharp Sticks that seems quite unusual, so I'll let you know how that goes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time in my library. Oh, hey.